As the government continues to reach out to the SME sector, the EXIM Bank will be one of the vehicles it uses. Today, EXIM Bank will be hosting a seminar on strategic content marketing organized by its Business Advisory Services unit. Join us for a day of information, education, and inspiration.
I want to welcome you to EXIM Bank's BAS seminar on strategic content marketing, and also to welcome you to the new EXIM Bank location.
The staging of this seminar marks the continuation of a process driven by our bank's Business Advisory Services unit. We have been utilizing not only workshops, but an online portal, a business advisory radio program, and electronic bulletins to provide you with information and services that cater to more than the financial health of your businesses. Because we know it takes more than just money to establish or to run a successful business in Jamaica.
Just describe for our viewers the purpose of today's event and what's that greater strategy?
The fact is that EXIM Bank is a provider of financial solutions, but many years ago in our mandate to try and to stimulate the SME sector in particular, we recognized that servicing our customers was far more than just lending money. So what we have done is to establish what is called a Business Advisory Services unit. So whether it be through workshops like the one we're having today, or through training, or through development, or just even the provision of information, the BAS unit tries to address those issues. Strategic content marketing is one of those areas that we thought was very important, particularly for our SMEs to expand their knowledge base on. The fact is if you're not using the digital age to reach your customers or to reach existing or potential customers, you're just not in the game.
Whether or not you choose to participate, people are out there talking about you. Social media users are brazen. We're not going to talk in hush circles. We're not going to whisper to ourselves. Good and bad, especially bad, we're going to social media, we're saying what's wrong, and we're hashtagging the name of the company.
What's your word of advice to companies, whether small or large, who are willing to take the risk of ignoring the social media scene?
Whether or not you choose to participate in it, there are people who are on social media spaces and they are talking about you and they're saying good things, but they're also saying bad things. And you have the opportunity to be a part of that conversation, and you also have an opportunity to direct that conversation and where it goes. And so I think it is a huge missed opportunity for companies that don't get involved in the conversation. And I'll also say that a lot of companies run away from the controversy and they run away from the negative criticism. I'm a brand new company and I welcome the comments from my people who go into a store and buy the bag of candy on ways that I can make it better. And these are opportunities that I couldn't pay for. I couldn't physically stand up in every supermarket and hope to get feedback from the customers, but they can reach me on the social media space, and they do.
I recognize that rather than just sit around and allow the conversation to happen around me, I became a part of the conversation. I have not done any mainstream advertising since I've started the business, yet still in my primary target market space, the brand is well known and well recognized.
Social media has been a very effective tool in communicating with my target market. It has also been very feasible, and one of the challenges that many entrepreneurs face here in Jamaica is the access to the necessary funding that is required to carry out the marketing activities of a new business. I have gotten recommendations for outlets, distribution outlets. I have been contracted for several events. I have even recruited ambassadors for my brand through social media.
There's a company in the 60s. They went to Japan, got these shoes. I think what brand at the time was called Tiger shoes. They didn't decide to talk about the actual shoes itself. What they did, they created content around what the shoes did, which is jog. They created a jogger's manual, and eventually Blue Ribbon Sports turned into Nike. Research after research shows that the number one reason why most brands fail at social media is a lack of a strategy. But even without research, if you talk to a number of companies that have started, they started out jumping in, executing, posting, and then it fizzles out. And the reason for that, because there was no content plan initially. Just like a media house publishing content, you have to have some form of content plan, communication calendar, a publishing framework, and that's what that strategic plan helps you to get.
Nielsen research shows that 14% of people trust traditional advertising. Just 14%. The rest trust peer reviews. And peer reviews comes from what people say about brands in the social space. SMEs, first of all, that use digital space grow significantly faster than those that are straight brick and mortar.
How can these small companies still manage to get their way through the social media space without having a full team behind them?
There are many sites that are there that collects content that you can go to have rather than you having to produce your own content. But there's no better content than content that you own. Content that is produced, created explicitly or exclusively for you. Some of the responses that we got earlier today from smaller companies, the CEOs made a statement that they had to do it themselves, and they realize that the volume of work that is involved in something that they can take on. So the trade-off is always going to be, what is it worth in terms of your time to do it yourself, or what is it worth in terms of paying to have it done?
I think all of us, we know the importance of social media, but to really hear from the experts and to hear them put it in a manner that made you think a little bit more from a business standpoint. The case studies that were discussed, to kind of hear how they have actually used social media to translate that to improve their business, was critical. It was good for me.
With me now is the Chief Marketing Officer of EXIM Bank, Shelley-Ann Henry, as she explains what's next from here.
Garth, literally what's coming up next is a seminar on cloud technology and how SMEs can use that to grow and develop their businesses. The technology is there and they can really, really take advantage of it. A lot of them have been saying they have been having challenges with marketing, and so we wanted to do this to show them that yes, you may have to spend a little, but not a lot, to get brand awareness and to encourage persons to buy into your products and services. Next for us is just continuing to do information sharing, continue to help them on the road to success in whatever way we can to grow and develop their businesses.
Today, we were at EXIM Bank for their seminar on strategic content marketing. We had presentations from Devon Hunter, Patria K. Aarons, Wayne Marsh, and Dominic McDowell. We hope you enjoyed it, and join us again right here on Business Access TV. Serious about business.